My name is Dhaval and these are my colleagues Mitul, Mohammed and Lee. Today, in our presentation, we are going to explain different topics such as what is globalization, pros and cons of globalization, impact of globalization on retailers, globalization in different countries, supply chain system, recommendation, and in last slide, we will give our conclusion about globalization. In first slide, I'll explain what is globalization. The globalization is the process of integration and interaction among the companies, its people, and various government of different countries. It's a significant process that is driven by the international investors and trade being guided by the information technology. What it means? That means it is the process by which businesses and other organizations develop international influences or start operating on an international scale. Globalization has enormous impacts on the environment, culture, politics system, economic development, as well as the prosperity, as well as being of human being all over the world. The development of the trade and technology have helped many countries to enhance cross-border trade, migration to other countries, and investments. Globalization helps in the merge of economy as well as societies around the globe. It can also be described as the close integration of many countries as well as its people. It helps in the reduction of transportation cost and issues regarding the communication. Now, globalization is being driven by various policies that have helped doors of the economy. Advancement of technology has helped in changing the lifestyle and economy lives of the people. The governments of many countries have got the opportunity to adopt the free-making economy system. They have also negotiated for the reduction of barriers in commerce and have entered into the international agreements for the promotion of the goods and services and also investments. Now, I'll explain contextual factors. What is contextual factors? It is defined as a situation, circumstances or forces that can exist outside or within the organization and has high probability to influence the organization and its various associated programs. The contextual factors has two different parts. One is internal factors and one is external factors. The internal factors are those that have ability to affect the operational activities and the success. The company is having a control on these factors. It is must identify in opportunities and threats apart from the operations. On the other hand, the external factors. The external factors components of the business organization are customer, the government of the country where it is operating, the economy of the country, the degree of compensation and the opinion of the public about the brand of the organization. There are various government regulations of many countries which the company needs to abide by. The customer are the main stakeholder and that have external influences on organization. Economy of the company where company operating is very significant external factors. Now, I'll explain pros of the globalization on different organizations. So, globalization helps in the free trade between the two different countries and assists in the reduction of barriers such as value added tax, barriers between the nations, and tariff and subsidies. Free trade in turn creates a lot of jobs. The company become much more competitive in the global area and it is able to lower the price of the products and service of the customer. It also promotes the growth of the economy at global level. Now, competition between the countries and global markets helps in driving down the price of the goods and the products. It also helps the poor country by giving them the chance to develop themselves economically and also spreading globally. This will create the situation where there will be respect for human rights. This is an objective of many countries. Many feel that globalization and democracy are go hand to hand. Customers all across the world access products of the different countries, and globalization is one of the factors behind it. Sharing of information has become very developed due to globalization. So as you can see, globalization can help growing of an organization at international level. So globalization has so many advantages in organization. My friend Mitul will explain from the further slides.
Hello,
Thank you.
I am myself Mitul Prajapati, and thanks to Dhaval, my friend Dhaval, discuss about the what is the globalization, definition of globalization, and what is the pros of globalization. And we all know that each coin has two sides. So one is the advantage, and second one is a disadvantage. Now I am talking about what is the disadvantage of globalization. First one is the most important disadvantage of globalization is that is has made the rich richer and poor in many countries. There are some developing country in their some people who are poor, they make more poor, and some people are rich, they are make more richer of this type of globalization. And the globalization is good for the top management of a company but not for the workers. We know that in all companies there are three type of management level. First one is the top management, second one is the middle management, and third one is the lower management. But the globalization is very good for the top management, but it is not good for workers, because then the biggest disadvantage is that jobs are lost in the developed countries as the companies try to recruit more from the developing countries or at a lower labor cost. We know that there are two types of different company. First one is a developing country, and one another is a developed country. The globalization is more impact on the developing country, and some countries have more value added taxes while others are not. Manufacturing products outside the home country may lead to putting the technologies of the company at risk in some points of time. And another is globalization has also involved the explosion of labor. And the next and very important is that child workers are forced to work in many countries. Some other condition, we know that some country like India, there are more population and there are more child workers, but it is really it is illegal, and because of the globalization the child workers are increased in some countries, and the different social welfare schemes are under tremendous pressure in the developed countries. Due to globalization, many multinational companies have been accused of the social injustice, lack of proper working environment, and resource. It means globalization is not only affected one national company, but it is also impact of multinational company, and many of them are also accused of interesting various political decision in many countries. Now I am going to explain about what is the impact of globalization on retailers. There are two types of impact on retailers. First one is a major impact and second one is a minor impact. But here we are discussing about what is the major impact on retailer. The first one is a globalization has a major impact on the retailers of the world. And another is the advancement of technologies, information sharing, communication systems, logistic and supply chain management. Economic liberalization have all made great contribution of globalization. And the another one is the frenzy of the countries and companies towards globalization has been overwhelming in the retail sector. One of the renowned companies in the retail industry is Walmart. Globalization has helped Walmart in many ways. We know that some big shopping center or some big malls are located in a multinational in very different type of country. There the many retailers are going global to enhance their reach to the customers and increase the profit margin. Another is advancement in the logistic system, supply chain system, ICT and transportation, and lowering the barriers of the economy have helped the retailers, the Walmart, to move beyond the homemakers and establish its position in the world market across the borders. Another, Walmart was very fast in utilizing the opportunity of globalization in the world market that helped to increase the brand value. Because of the globalization, there are some big companies like Nike and Reebok. It is increased their value because of the globalization, and the economy has been able to set up many stores all over the world because of globalization. it is able to provide the merchandises with the lowest provide prices. The retail brand is able to achieve this through operational excellence and the cost by effectively managing the supply chain effectively. Another, Walmart has been the source of globalization not only in USA but in many other countries where it has successful operations. Walmart is a universal symbol of social as well as economic impact that globalization having on the identities of individual, national, and community. There are not only Walmart is the only company, but there are many also another company who is impact to the globalization.
Hello, myself Mohammad Fayazuddin, and I'm here to explain you about my presentation that's on the globalization of Walmart. And let's start with the first slide. There are various positive impacts of globalization on Walmart, and it opened discount stores in various parts of the world like Canada, Puerto Rico, and Walmart. Supercenters in Argentina, China, Mexico, Brazil, Germany, United Kingdom, South Korea, and so on. The Sam's Club stores in China, Puerto Rico, Mexico, and Brazil. Walmart is holding a considerable amount of stakes in the Selly Limited, which is renowned of Japanese retail company. There are certain global forces that helps Walmart in gaining advantages globally. And now I'm going to explain you supply chains and systems. Globalization of the economy and the advancement of information technology are the key factors for the success of logistics and supply chain management of Walmart. The company has changed the nature of bargaining power that is enjoying over the suppliers as well as the manufacturers because of the globalization. The strategy of Walmart of keeping the prices of the commodities very low of the customers is successful because of globalization that enables the company in importing the merchandise from the low wages countries like India and China. The philosophy of company is to remain at the leading edge of distribution and logistics, technology and transportation. And it would have been impossible for Walmart to make their IT system as the largest without taking the help of other countries, and this was possibly only due to globalization. The supply chain is so powerful on the basis of this advancement of technology that is to able to produce good at very low cost.
My name is Lee. I'm come from Vietnam, and today our group will make a presentation about the Walmart's globalization. So my sessions regarding about issues of globalization and some recommendation. Last one is the conclusion of the Walmart globalization. So let's begin with the 4 issues of globalization. The first one, I would like to let you know about the issues of Walmart globalization. That's the government factory disaster. So the government of Walmart were reduced in many factories of Bangladesh, and the cost of labor is very less. The minimum wage in the Bangladesh is the lowest wage in the world. The next one is the safety measure of these factories is very poor and have caused fire many times. You know, when you open a business, a safety measure is always plays an important role to make any success of an organization. So the second one is global competition. That is the most serious problem related to every organization would like to have success in the future. So let's move to the global competition. There has been a hot competition in global market in the retail sector, and for Walmart, it's not regarding about the local competition. They still have a lot of competition around the world. The company needs to compete with the local retailer, and this was a difficult task for them all. So the third one is many employees were not treated very well, especially in Walmart. a poor relationship with the stakeholders affected to the company. There have also been questions against Walmart about the relationship with the stakeholder. So move to the last one of the issue, globalization. That's the slowdown in economy. The recent slowdown in economy of the world is one of the issues that has affected to the business of Walmart. China, I think you all know about it. China is one of the fastest growing economies on the world. However, Walmart opened its store in China, but they failed to resonate with the local market of the country. And as the same problem, Walmart entered Germany, but faced some problem regarding the policy, the regulation policy in Germany. You know, Europe countries, they very respect the logo, the trademark, and that's the one of the reason the Walmart has failed in Germany. So my recommendation about 4 issues. The first one I would like to let you know that's the company makes serious efforts to make good relationship with the stakeholders of different countries so that can know the situation of the store better and better. Good coordination will help a lot to make success in any organization. And the second was not lower the price of the merchandise. Some poor countries are forced to stop their business because of the lower price. The third one is the management should check the safety measures of the factories carefully. One of the most important things to make any organization to reach the target, that's the safety measures. And the last one, we must follow the rules and regulation of the foreign countries where you want to invest your company and want to develop your company as well. So move to the conclusion, I would like to emphasize globalization is very important factor and process that has helped many countries and companies to mitigate various problems. Globalization has helped enhancing the cross-border trade and improvement of economies of many countries. So many of them are able to enjoy the advanced technologies that would have been impossible without globalization. And last idea I would like to emphasize again that this deal with globalization issue faced by a business organization and some of the recommendations that have been provided to resolve the issues. First, globalization has both the good side and the bad side. So we have to balance the good and the bad of globalization to make a company or organization successfully in the future. Thank you. And this is the reference list, and you can find all information regarding all I talked to you in this reference list now.